won't believe what just happened in South Korea. It wasn't on a big stage. There were no flashing lights, no confetti. But when Spotify updated their chart on July 5th, the world quietly shifted. A single name appeared again unchanged. And in that moment, history was rewritten by Jimin. Let's pause for a second. How does one man stand at the top for 700 days straight? Not a group, not a collaboration. One solo artist carrying the hopes of fans, the weight of expectations, and still rising higher. Jimin just became the first and only Korean artist to top the Spotify Korea Daily Top Artist chart for 700 cumulative days. That's not just consistency. That's devotion. That's power. That's love returned from millions, day after day. Can you imagine what 700 days means? It means waking up each day for almost 2 full years and hearing his voice on repeat. It means people starting their mornings with Who, crying to like crazy, finding strength in Set Me Free Part 2. It means the world never stopped listening because their hearts never stopped feeling. Jimin isn't just a singer. He's someone who turns his own vulnerability into a bridge that connects millions of souls. And in a world full of noise, his music whispers the loudest. Let's talk about the numbers that don't feel like numbers anymore. 700 number ones on Spotify, Korea's daily top artist chart, 103 weeks at number 1 on the weekly top artist chart, the first soloist ever to achieve it. Who, 50 straight weeks at the top of the weekly top songs chart, 346 days at number 1 on the daily top songs chart, 650 cumulative number 1s on that chart, a record no one has ever come close to touching. And what's even more incredible, Jimin didn't just do this once. His first solo album, Face, gave us Like Crazy, which stayed at number 1 for 40 weeks. A second legend, born right after the first. Then came Set Me Free Part 2, Angel Part 1, and even the English version of Like Crazy. Each one climbed to the top. Each one became another verse in Jimin's growing symphony of triumph. What does all of this mean? It means Jimin now holds 650 number ones with 5 songs on Spotify, Korea's daily top songs chart. To put that into perspective, that's more than 4 times what BTS has achieved as a group on the same chart. Read that again. Even among legends, Jimin has carved a path that no one else has walked. But this isn't just about records. This is about the feeling behind the numbers. When Who hit the charts, it wasn't just catchy, it was hauntingly honest. It was the sound of someone searching for identity, for clarity, and millions of fans found their own reflection in it. When Jimin sang, "I'm the one who hurt me most," people didn't just hear it, they felt it. That's why this song surpassed 66 million streams on Spotify Korea, because it didn't just play through speakers, it echoed in hearts. Let's not forget where this all started. Jimin, the quiet, gentle soul with unmatched stage presence, the one who danced like he was painting the air, who trained relentlessly, doubted silently, and loved his fans loudly. From debuting in BTS as the final member to standing alone at the summit of digital music in Korea. It's not just a journey, it's a revolution, led not with noise, but with grace. So the next time someone says, "Who is Jimin?" tell them this. He's the man who redefined what it means to be a solo artist. He's the voice you turn to when no one else understands. He's the one who stood tall for 700 days, not because the world gave him that position, but because he earned it. Every single day. And he's not done yet.